This bodybuilding's getting boring, right? So, I'm just fucking tired of coming in here all the time. There's no new body. This bodybuilding's getting boring, right? So, I'm just fucking tired of coming in here all the time. There's no new body parts, right? Can't train our fucking ankle. Nothing new's developed. We didn't grow a tail and start. Now we gotta learn how to train tail. I got a horn off my head. It's like, so I'm just gonna start incorporating like new styles of training into bodybuilding, right? So it's like deadlift everything. That's one option for most people out there. Once you've mastered the deadlift of everything, then it's time for like the opposite of that, like no aggression and just holding exercises for a long time and breathing. It's like almost like meditation. You know? So in this time that I'm holding this weight up, you better believe I'm fucking meditating, because I'm thinking about every one of those little chest fibers, every little fucking fiber in my back, and I just push it out, and I just hold here. It's deep breathing. You can arch a bit here. You can try one arm, and then we switch one arm when it's legs up. These are all advanced techniques. Always to the machine. Move on to the next one. Our next series of yoga lifting for bodybuilders is called Namaste. We're gonna move on. Our next series of yoga lifting for bodybuilders is called Namaste. We're gonna move on to pulls. So we did presses, so everyone knows a pull. But our idea here is I literally just want to take this out and then fall completely dead. Roll my back open. I'm gonna go downward dog style. Too bad I can't sun my perineum. Is that when they sun their buttholes? Like a 1 foot out. Right back to 2 feet. Don't spend too long there, it's advanced. Then we're gonna start one hand in, one hand out. Then it's an arch up. Let me bring the other hand in. These are all dynamic movements. Be sure you get with an instructor before you try this. We hold longer. Then it's one arm out, 1 foot out, one hand out. Namaste. So yoga leg pressing, series Namaste. So we're just gonna hold this up and we're just gonna lay back. Namaste. You know someone, you know those anonymous questions that I put up on the things, just like you can ask whatever. Some guy, I don't know this, like this isn't a quote, it's something along this line, where it's like, oh, if I find that my left side is significantly weaker and less developed than my right, what do you think I should do about that? And I wrote back, train nothing but your left side for an entire year. I don't know. I don't know if this is the person who wrote it, but someone wrote me, were you serious when you said that? I was like, of course I was. You're just gonna see this guy come out now, he's the left side trainer guy. That's his new thing. I only train the left side of my body. 1 year's right, 1 year's left. So then I could ask me like, I tore my pec. I find that my right pec, whatever, when you tore my right pec, is weaker than my left. Do you think that I should focus on it more? It's like, yeah, man, you probably should have done that when you were rehabbing that pec. Or God forbid, like I don't even know if you're saying you tore your pec and it's still torn. Maybe go get that fucking fixed. Like sometimes I just put out I do that anonymous thing just so I can like literally see just how bad humanity's got. Yeah. Where we are in the world. A client of mine, it's not just a client, he's a friend of mine too, but just so happens to be training with me. His name's, we'll call him Pat. I don't want him to get in trouble. So he was at a local Shoppers Drug Mart here, which is like the equivalent of like a CVS in the States, or like a Walgreens, right? So he's just standing in line, minding his own business. And so starts noticing like the cashier lady's like freaking out because she's like, oh, and sees this like what we perceive to be a crackhead. I don't know what drug he's on. Maybe he's not on any drugs. He's just out of his mind. I guess he was like scooping up electronics and like trying to like pile them into his shirt or wherever he's holding it in, and he started like trying to walk out with it. So the cashier lady was like running to try and lock the door. So my client, my friend Pat, who's wearing one of my hoodies, he grabbed the guy and ragdolled him down and like knocked all the stuff out of his hand and proceeded to get like body checked by his crackhead girlfriend. He ended up stopping a robbery, so he's the friendly neighborhood wicked member. We're not all here out just making fun of people's lifting, making community safer, you know. The thing is that those two people, because it goes to show you in life, like those two people saw like a guy jump in who was trying to ruin their plan, but they have no idea that that's a former pro boxer. So things could have gone very south very fast if it was just a matter of him feeling threatened or you trying to do something actually physical, right? It would have gone very bad for both of you. So they should also be thanking their lucky stars that it only went as far as it did, right? Just goes to show you don't know who you're talking to or dealing with sometimes. Sometimes it's best to walk away from situations, right? Yeah. That's why you see a lot of bad shit that happens in this city and happens everywhere in the world. It's like people say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing and to the wrong person or wrong situation or wrong group of people. Next thing you know, like really bad shit's happening, right? So in that case, most people would have been like minding their own business. They don't want to get, what do you care if a store that you don't have any affiliation to is getting robbed, right? But it was more like, in his mind, seeing this scared clerk who was like, she's not really physically like able to handle herself. She's panicking and trying to like stop it herself. If he didn't jump in, the guy like, he bulldozed her already off camera. He was pushing her to get out of the way, right? So he's coming in to basically aid in that person because it's a human to human thing at that point, helping each other out, right? So not just gonna let some old lady has no business, like she should have just let the guy go too. Honestly, she should have probably just been like, whatever. It's on camera, you just walk the fuck out. I mean, but she's got some integrity to her, so she's trying to do what she can, but it's a good Pat was there. So anyone else caught in the act of serving their community with a Wicked shirt on, let me know. I'll send it. People are gonna think it's like fake or something.
I know.
No, it's just a reference to like a couple popular. There could, honestly, it applies to like a dozen brands. Two particular. I would like to call another one out, which is fucking Beta Elite. You can figure out who that is. What's the opposite of Beta? It's every other gym brand that's just like trying to either like. They're trying to be a part of a community you're not a part of. Like you are, because yes, you're creating clothing for it, and yes, you have athletes, and there's nothing against the athletes that are getting paid by your brand to support your clothing. But let's be honest, like a lot of those athletes wouldn't be fucking rocking your shit if you weren't paying them to do so. And a lot of them they'd be fucking with anyone who would pay them to fucking wear their shit. And it's not to say that their designs aren't cool, the concept of some of the stuff they do isn't cool. I'm not hating on them for that. It's more a mentality of like, you have now these people coming into this industry who act like they're fucking sharks or wolves, let's say, as an example. Could be any animal. But act like they're like, you know, they're like the fucking shit. And they like, I mean, like I'm a pro or I'm this or I'm this. And it's like, this fucking pompous fucking dick attitude where it's like you're entitled to like attention that you don't deserve, or like you're entitled to like recognition for doing something so mundane and fucking simple as working out. It's like all of us have been doing that for years. Like we've all been fucking, I've been working out since I was fucking like 12 years old. I don't walk around thinking I'm the fucking man for it. I don't walk around fucking lifting shoes outside of the gym. I don't wear stringer tank tops to my fucking cousin's fucking bar mitzvah. I'm not even fucking Jewish. I don't know how that came out, but it's like, you know what I mean? I just don't do shit like that. You carry yourself in a certain way and like understand like one, in the case of the one brand, one, you're not a streetwear brand and you're not a fucking biker club. So get that shit out of your fucking branding. You're not a fucking biker club. You're not a crew, guys. Chill out with all that. Like, just because no one checks your ass doesn't mean that everyone's cool with it, right? Like, it's like whole like branding of like wearing fucking cuts and having fucking crests on your back and like rockers. Like, who the fuck are you? You mix protein shakes and fucking pose in the mirror. Like, if anyone real step to you that is about that life, you fucking get smacked out, right? So I just don't respect that. Like, everyone tries to jump on that trend and like this whole like us before this and us before them, and like it's just I'm not cool with it. Like, I'm all for like creating a community within a culture, but it's like when you're ripping off another culture to have it be your culture in that given community, you're kind of a dick, man. Like, it's just weird shit.
Girls,
I would say just get really good at. I would say start with leg extensions, either double leg or single leg, whatever you can is in your gym, and then hamstring curl of some sort, whether it's standing or seated or laying. Laying is probably going to be the easiest for someone to understand because you lay down, you swing your feet up to your butt. This is assuming they don't have someone there who's going to train them. And then I would just play with different like leg presses and hack squats. So find ones that feel comfortable for you and your body type, because like we're all built different, right? So I'm not gonna tell some tall lanky kid to do the same shit as some little kid with stubby legs who's 5'4", right? So I just don't, to give blanket recommendations is hard. But yeah, play with one of the hacks or one of the leg presses or any type of like machine, maybe even a machine press like this laying pinata they have, or like the Laetus one flex beside it. These where they're on tracks, so they're controlled, and just really get your quads and that squatting movement to kind of become second nature, and let all those propriocepting muscles, like everything, your balance, your coordination, your understanding of muscle awareness, get that shit to kind of start firing before you have to actually stand with like a free weight or balance with like nothing helping you, where you have no track. Because it'll give you at least a foundation to work with, and then you can build from there. It's like I said on Bro Chat when I was explaining my training, I don't think it's smart to have someone squat right away, barbell squat. I wouldn't mind if you did air squats. I don't even know. Yeah, I guess air squats or like wall sits or something, just to get the body used to doing that motion and stabilizing. So I would start with the most basic shit, just to teach people how to like understand where my muscles are. So when I bend my knees, it's not just me bending my knees. I know that my feet are in the ground, my quads flared, my hips are kind of engaged, so that I can bend down, right, and flex up. So I'm not just like go up and down. Hope it goes well. The idea of teaching people, getting with someone that knows what they're doing right away, especially if you're going to start working out, or watching people online that you perceive to like have a good understanding of what they're doing, is because you want to break that curve where there's like this learning curve when it comes to lifting weights. So you start out and you're basically at nothing, and then you get the person starts doing all this lifting and stuff, and like their experience is going up exponentially, but the way they lift is not keeping up with how fast they're progressing, getting strength and being able to move weight. The form is always lagging, right? So the idea is we want to get the form and the weight and the size and all that, everything to go up on the same line all the time. So as form's getting better, strength is going up. As strength is getting better, form is getting better. Like development is enhancing, all this stuff, right? So if you start people on the right path from the start in terms of form, technique, and like paying attention to different things, down the road, your body's gonna thank you, because you're lifting more intelligently, so less likely to get hurt, and two, you're developing better overall, so the body and the physique is more pleasing to look at, because shit's going on where it should go on, and you're not just like one of these guys like we talk about all the time, massive arm guy, little body, or like big body, little arm guy. Like, there's just all these deficiencies, right? There's a bunch of them running around this gym. And there's a bunch of them running around your gym. If you're the person watching this, I bet you can think of a few in your fucking gym. But it's like they've gotten really good at, let's say, developing their arms and shoulders, and they've completely and utterly lost their way on legs. So their legs are toothpicks with fucking like little faint little lines of definition, but their upper body looks like fucking Phil Heath. Like, they're like, if you just saw a picture of them with their shirt off, like leaning over, like doing almost muscular, you didn't see their lower half, you'd be like, fuck, man, that guy's a contender. And then you take the same picture, chop off the upper body, you just show the legs flexing, you're like, holy fuck, is that an amateur doing his first show? And that depleted and like underdeveloped leg looks like that in the off season. So wait till you get in shape. There's nothing left of it. And then you look ridiculous on stage. But then back to off season, you fucking blow up the upper body again. You know, I'm back to where I don't think I'm bigger now. My legs are just gonna get bigger as well, like we talked about. They're not. Like, stop fucking training the shit that's good so much and give that energy to something else, man. Like, it's like, I don't even know how to compare it. Like, it's like being a baseball player and you only ever have someone throw fastballs at you. So as soon as a curveball comes or an off-speed pitch comes, you're whiffing on that thing all the time. It's like in Major League. If anyone saw Major League, the movie, Santiago, I think his name is, the dude in that movie, he has like a voodoo god in his locker. He can hit the shit out of a fastball, but if they throw him a curveball, he strikes out every time. So it's like, you're that guy. You're like, as long as that fastball is humming down the middle, I'll fucking crack it out of the park. But as soon as you got a slider going or a fucking change up, curveball, you might as well just be fucking taking practice swings, right? That's literally what it is for bodybuilding. You're just counting on that fastball all the time. It's not going to come through. Very particular with my machines. If anyone's on them, get off when I'm coming near. Yeah, it's really like that when I see him at the gym. It's really like that. The last few days, like, this is the most random off-topic fucking thing. But like, ever since I came back to bodybuilding, or I came back into this world of bodybuilding where I wasn't really immersed in fitness, I just did my own thing and was doing other jobs and like actually focused on living my life and like being productive. Like, in terms of like, I had other shit that occupy my mind. Lifting was just like a part of my day. I didn't sit around and go home and think about it the rest of the day. Nor was I engulfed in it all day, where I'm like in this gym being inundated with like gym content, nutrition content. And I found that like since I've been more back in this spotlight, I'm almost like becoming a fucking hypochondriac, because I literally think like now, like every bodybuilder is taught, like we talked before, like, oh, if you're too big, you're gonna fucking die early. And you know, you gotta keep an eye on the blood pressure is a silent killer, and your insulin levels, and and every fucking supplement's like, this is gonna help keep your blood glucose down, and all this stuff. So like all day, like I'm taking like fucking, I don't even know how many pills a day. Like between vitamin C, NAC, vitamin D, all this shit, right? Yeah. That I never did that. I gave up on that before. Like I was on like maybe a minuscule, like 4 or 5 things a day. Now I'm like, oh, more is better. Like all of that is just gonna make me like 1% better and make me live like 1 day longer each thing, right? But it's like, is it? And like, are you happy? Because I'm miserable when I think about like, when I'm too focused on like the intricacies of what's going on with me on a daily basis, where like I'm literally taking account of like where I am and like what my blood pressure could be, what like my pulse rate's at. Like that shit starts to drive me mad. And to think that people enjoy tracking that, it's like, it's almost like, to me, like when you're like, yes, it's important to be health conscious when you're doing something that can have a negative effect on your body. Don't get me wrong. That's what I'm saying. But it's just like overall, if you're honest with yourself, doesn't it become kind of a fucking annoyance? Like, don't you just want to live?
Yeah.
I just want to come to the fucking gym and work out, do what I do outside, like with regards to gear or whatever, and just relax, man. I don't want to think about every time I'm taking a shot, like, well, like one step closer to death. There goes my fucking, that blood clot's heading towards my brain soon. Or like, next heart attack's on the way. And I see it, like people don't see that they're living that life, man. Like if you're taking as a healthy male, like in your mid 30s, whatever, like if you're taking your blood pressure twice a day, I don't, to me, unless you have some type of really serious health issue where like you need to be monitoring like that, like I don't know what it could be, like it's just some like life or death type thing, like an average healthy person, like I don't know why I would feel the need to do that. I've never in my life thought to myself, hey man, just give me 5 minutes, I need to go check my blood pressure because I'm fucking feel a little off. I feel like my pulse rate's a little too high. It's like, no, I just like, sometimes you feel a little odd, sometimes you feel a little funky, like, and then you're like, I feel better later on, or I rested, or I took a nap, like whatever the fuck it is, right? It's just like this constant, it just feels like you're in this constant whirlpool of like, here's the next thing that can keep you healthy because you're so unhealthy. And like, here's the next thing to keep you healthier than that. And here's like, you're doing all this stuff that's unhealthy, apparently, or bad for your body, but here's some healthy stuff to counteract it. It's like, you're not. It's like, and you either have a fucking affinity to be able to do this sport and like take the fucking drugs and all this stuff, and your body just doesn't freak the fuck out or overreact, or you don't. And if you're one of these people whose body's freaking out and overreacting, and you don't do well with things, then figure out what you don't do well with, get rid of it, and focus on using the stuff that does make you feel good or keeps you kind of at a level playing field, right? But I just noticed, like, I'll get days where I'm like, oh man, my energy levels are a little up and down, and I'm like, man, like in my head, I'm like, well, it's my blood pressure again, and I fucking die, like, gonna just croak right here on the fucking floor, like, feeling like you're on top of your health markers, which is a good idea, but if you're getting anxiety from it, isn't that a double-edged sword? Like, yes, I'm super aware of it, but I'm riddled with anxiety about it, constantly. So in essence, that's a double negative.
Cancels itself out.
Yeah, like now you're just a stress bag.
Yeah.
So it's like, just fucking come in here and work the fuck out, man. Like I don't want to like call out certain people because they're gonna know who I'm talking about. But it's like these people who like, they need to center themselves and they need to like do all this like funky shit, like breathing fucking practices and visualization, or like they have to have their meals at this time and at exactly this time I take my liver supplement and then I go to the gym. Like, I don't really see you guys that much like even being better than anyone else around you. But you've convinced yourself that these little fucking stupid things matter. Like these fucking idiots doing cold plunges now. That's doing nothing, guys. Like, I don't know how to break that to you. Everybody feels good when they get out of an ice cold fucking bath. Because you're no longer in the ice cold fucking bath. Your body's like, wow, I don't need to freak out anymore. Like, it's like, oh, improves circulation, improves mental well-being, improves muscle recovery. Not if you do it right after you work out. I want my inflammation response right after I work out. I don't want you to blunt that for me. Why would I want that? That's the whole point of it. It's all hocus pocus, right? And all this stuff that they preach to you, whether it's this supplement or this fucking therapy, or it's not even making you a 1% difference in you as a person. And do you understand how insignificant that is? Like, it's like it's not affecting you even to make you even better 1% overall, and yet you're pumping $500-600 into this, $1,000 into this, $40 for this supplement, $40 for that supplement. It's like, trust me, I'll be fine if I don't take citrus bergamot or chromium picolinate. I'll be good. I can take them, sure, but I'll be good if I don't too, because I'm not a fucking raging idiot. Like, if I eat like a pig, I eat like a pig. I have faith in my body's own insulin production and like insulin sensitivity and my blood glucose being monitored. Like, I'm good. Like, take chromium picolinate. We've got all these ingredients in this special formulation that's for your designated organ that we've decided it's for. But it's like, have you really tested that to see if like this heart supplement you're taking, have you really like, because you understand you'd have to literally just take the heart supplement and nothing else to have a true reading if it did anything. You'd have to have a baseline, take it for however amount of time, do the same tests again, and see if it's working. I don't think it's doing anything. I think a lot of it's placebo, and it's like, yeah, man, I feel better when I do take this, because in my mind, that means in my mind I'm taking care of my heart, or my liver, or my kidneys, right? But you know what else does? Just exercising and being in shape. Do fucking cardio. Don't be a lazy fuck. Eat decently 80% of the time. Have stuff you want when you want it. Lift weights and enjoy your life. You'd be amazed how much enjoying your life aids to your health. So I really enjoy my life. I enjoy eating a chocolate cake now and then. My goals change as you get older. So like my goal of working out now, my goal of working out is to get through a session without something hurting. So like my knee hurts, I have a knee issue right now, and I have a shoulder issue. So if I can get through this leg workout without my knee tweaking, win.
Good day.
All day I'm winning. It's like recovery nowadays has to be painful too. I can't just go home and relax and like walk my dog and eat my food and just chill out. It's like, no, recovery needs to be just as painful and just as draining as your training session. So you never ever relax. So I get done training here, I go fucking hang out the rest of the day. Tonight when I think I'm done, I'm just gonna go run and do a fucking cold plunge. Fucking shock my body, stress the fuck out of myself because I just jumped in cold water. And then I'm gonna go home and be like, oh, I'll sleep so much better. I don't think you will, man. I'd like to see the data on it. I may be wrong, but I just don't think the data. I see the benefits of sauna. I don't see the benefits of cold plunging. It's because Wim Hof told you guys, well, cold plunge, breath work. Wim Hof can't bench 500 pounds, guys. It's almost like bodybuilders and fitness people, they feel guilty. Like they feel like, oh, and they've also believed this rhetoric that they're unhealthy. So like, oh, I need to do all this like outside auxiliary stuff that appears healthy, so I look like a healthy person. I gotta go and do yoga. I go do breath work. I go do cold plunges. I get red light therapy. I'm fucking this and this and this. It's to make you feel better about you because you've submitted to this fucking jargon and this whole brainwashing that like, if you just lift weights and you eat properly, it's not enough. You're gonna fucking die because there's too much muscle on you, and you take steroids, you're gonna die. It's like, well, look at all this stuff I'm doing to counteract it, but you're not. You're just throwing money down the drain. You know what my idea of recovering from a workout is? Take a picture of me laying in my bed sleeping with my sleep mask on. That's recovery. That's the best recovery you can get. I had to pay a dime for it. I just had to buy my bed and my pillow.
True.
But literally, there is no better recovery tool than sleep. So why don't you guys fucking optimize your sleep? Stop sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night because you're on fucking Instagram all night scrolling and doing nonsense. And optimize your sleep. Get 8 hours if you can. Get 7, 9, whatever. And then you'll understand, hey man, I don't need all that other shit. Because when I sleep, my body does this amazing thing and heals itself. And regenerates and grows. And it's like your body's no longer good enough nowadays. You need to outsmart your body again. Your own natural abilities of healing, very subpar. Yeah. The body doesn't know how to heal itself. It's the most complex thing in the fucking world, but I'm gonna go see the new Creed movie tomorrow. I love watching movies.
No.
Do anything to escape reality. The only bad thing about watching movies is if I have to go to the theater and be around people.
True.
So what I do when I go to the theater, are you recording?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So I'll only go to the VIP theaters because I fucking think I'm way too cool for everyone else. No, I just honestly can't stand like open seating. But so I'll go to the VIP theaters and I'll go with my girlfriend and I'll buy 3 tickets. I'll buy the end seat. So those 2 plus the one beside it. Because I don't even want anyone sitting beside her. that means that they're closer to me. Even though they're like love seats and they're not connected, I don't want anyone in that. I want to know I can spread out. Put some shit over there if I want. It's like my little storage closet. I don't do that. I get fucking a feast when I go to the movies. At least 2 pizzas.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
They're small though.
True.
Like the size of that fucking 25-pound plate. And then I'll get like a big thing of fucking Mars bars or like Milky Ways, whatever in the States they have. And then I'll get some popcorn too. Because I'm fucking fat. Van Wyck, we Van Click. This one's good for girls.
Is it good for girls?
Yeah, well, they're good for anybody who wants to do their glutes, but every girl's obsessed with their glutes, so this angle on this one especially is already tilted down at you. So if I put my feet too high, my hips dug in, I'm gonna let my knees flare out this way and just let my hip relax, and then I squeeze glute to push my feet. So I'm not pushing my feet, I'm settling here and then flexing butt. So I'm literally flexing like you would on a hip thrust. I can't lift my hips, but I can squeeze my outside glute and push up through. And you can go pretty fucking heavy because you're only moving 3 fucking inches, right?
True.
And you don't have to waste your time doing 6-plate hip thrusts and stand up in your ass as flat as a cardboard box.